Hello everyone, welcome back to Abena'sKitchen. In this video, we'll be making my special Sunday morning breakfast. We'll be preparing some Oblayoo and overnight Bofrot. So we are going to prepare everything the night before. I've got my white harmony corn. So this is about 250 grams. It can serve at least 3 people. I'm going to rinse it with water and then come back to you. After 3 rinses, I'm going to add in some water and then soak overnight. The reason why we are soaking it is because it's very hard and it will take a very long time to cook if we don't soak it to soften. We are going to prepare our Bofrot the night before as well. So I've got here 500 grams of flour. I'm going to add a pinch of salt to it. Adding 150 grams of sugar. About half teaspoon of nutmeg. Because we are leaving our Bofrot to rise overnight, we are going to use a very small amount of yeast. So I've got here 1 teaspoon of yeast. If you are in a hot weather or it's summer, you could use half teaspoon. I'm adding in 400 milliliters of water and 1 tablespoon of melted butter or margarine. So the only difference between daytime Bofrot and overnight Bofrot is the amount of yeast used. So if you've got any good recipe, use that, but just reduce the yeast. This is because we don't want our Bofrot to ferment, so we are going to slow down the proofing process. We are going to mix it until we get a smooth batter. It takes about 3 minutes to do that. Our Bofrot mixture is all ready now, so I'm going to cover it with some aluminium foil and then leave it on my counter. No need overnight to put this in a warm place or anything, just keep it on your counter and you are good to go. This is the next morning and that's our corn harmony that we soaked in the water. I'm going to rinse this water out. I'm going to add in some hot boiling water from my kettle and then start cooking. You can either boil some water on the stove and then add your corn, or you can start off with some cold water. Doesn't matter. I'm going to cover this and then cook. So you have to stir your Oblayoo occasionally because it sticks to the bottom of the pan a lot. Like if you don't stir, it will easily burn. I'm going to add in some extra water as it was still hard and it needed more time to cook. After 45 minutes, this is how it is looking like. We are getting there, but it's still hard. Imagine we didn't soak this overnight. I'm adding more water again. While this is still cooking, we are going to fry our tobe or Bofrot. So this was our Bofrot yesterday and this is it this morning. It has tripled in size, as you can see. We're going to preheat some oil. So while our oil is preheating, we are going to prepare a sort of thickener for our oblayoo. You can either use plain flour or corn flour, but for this video I'm going to be using plain flour because I know a lot of people will say they don't have corn flour. So I'm going to get about 1.5 tablespoons of flour, and then I'll add in some water. I'm going to mix this together until there are no lumps anymore. I'm going to add this mixture to my oblayoo. Before that, I'm going to add in a pinch of salt and have your oblayoo without having to add the flour or corn flour mixture to it, but because we want it a bit thicker, that is why we are adding the flour mixture. I'm going to let it simmer for about 15-20 minutes more, or until we finish frying our Bofrot. This is our Bofrot, and it didn't ferment at all. It was smelling as if we made it 2 hours before. I'm going to quickly show you how I drop my Bofrot into the oil. So I scoop it into my palm, and then I drop it between my thumb and index finger. You scoop and then you drop it between your thumb and index finger. You see? Can you see the hole between your thumb and index? Yeah, that is where you have to drop your Bofrot, and that will give you that round shape. Yeah, like that. Now let's start with the frying. Our corn porridge is still on the fire. I'm going to add some sugar at this point. The sugar is to your taste. The reason why we add salt is that the salt will bring out the taste of the sugar, so that we wouldn't have to add too much sugar. Our Bofrots are frying nicely. I've got a detailed video tutorial on how to make Bofrot, so I'm gonna put the link in the description box so that you can check that one out. Our oblayoo is ready, and it's very thick. Our second batch of Bofrot is also ready. Kwesi da beye da na efiri me nda anajo. We are going to serve our oblayoo with some evaporated milk, and we are good to go. This is what we normally eat on Sunday mornings because we attend church in the afternoon, so we don't take in any lunch because this is quite heavy. Thank you all for watching. Please support this channel by liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. See you on my next one. Bye.